Good afternoon, YouTube. Larry at the PipeCat channel with you again. Thanks for stopping by. Today I wanted to do a little experiment, one that I actually have never done. I've reviewed tobacco blends with you many times, but I don't know that I've ever actually reviewed a non-blend, a blending ingredient on its own. And it's probably no secret after you've seen a few of my videos that my favorite blending ingredient included in any tobacco is LATAKIA, or LATAKIA, depending on how snobby you are. I found this in my cellar. Didn't know I had it. Can you see it? Well, anyway, that's 8 ounces of C&D blending LATAKIA. Just straight LATAKIA. And I can tell you, when I picked up this container, just as it is, picked it up and moved it past my face for whatever reason while I was rooting through my tobacco cellar, the smell hit me like a ton of bricks. I was like, oh wow, that's the smokiest thing I've ever smelled in my life. You'd think that I would have noticed it when I bought it, or knew it when I bought it, which I did, but I had no idea that just cellaring for a couple of years of stuff like this would have such an effect. Because when I opened this up and opened up the bag note in this was wow. I mean, it was like a chimney. And when I first started smoking pipes, I wasn't a big fan of smoky. I wasn't. I was going after aromatic stuff. And it didn't take me long in the beginning to come to the conclusion that I don't really care that much about aromatic stuff. It never really tastes that good. It's when I started experimenting with the really smoky, initially gross smelling stuff that I began to understand what tobacco flavor was all about. So I'm going to smoke in my Big Ben Jade Briar 546, something of a rarity. One of my best pipes, probably my top 3 right here. I'm going to smoke excuse me, a big bowl of straight blending LATAKIA, which I've never done before. I've smoked Pirate Cake and Quiet Night, Nights from GLPs. I've smoked, I mean, you know, you name it. You name the LATAKIA blend, the English blend, the John Cottons, you know, Brevia, Dan Tobacco, you know, stuff rich in LATAKIA I've smoked. And I think the highest blend probably was about maybe like 80% LATAKIA, I think. I can't remember which blend that was. But this is 100% LATAKIA and nothing else. I want to see what it's like just by itself. I want to determine how much LATAKIA actually contributes and what it contributes in the English blends that I love so much. You know, Comoy's Cask number 11, you know, My Mixture 965. Let's take a hit. First of all, I mean, fresh in the bowl, I mean, it's amazing. It's an acquired taste to love chimney smoke. But if you like creosote, and so many of us do, you're going to love this. Here we go. Okay. Wow. Wow, what a smoke bomb. It tastes very much like I don't know how many of you are Catholic. I used to be. Not really anymore, but when you went to church, especially like this past week, in the beginning of Lent or whatever it is, when you got your ashes and you go in the church and somebody's burning the incense all around, this tastes exactly like that smells. Like frankincense, I guess, is what that is. surprisingly complex just by itself. I guess what contributes to that is the, I mean, Latakia starts out, I think it's Turkish anyway. I think it's just an Oriental leaf. Oriental leaf, when initially picked, is generally air cured, I believe. But Latakia is when they bundle it up, they hang it in the top rafters of some barn somewhere over in Cyprus, and they burn smoky fires for a long time under this. And I think the kinds of woods that they burn might change the flavors. Excuse me. Because I cannot imagine that the complexity that I'm getting from this one blending ingredient is just due to its leaf. I can't imagine. Because I love smoking Turkish by itself. Turkish Izmir, if you've ever tried that, that's a kind of a sweet, almost kind of fruity tasting smoke just by itself. It's kind of light, it's kind of nice. This is what happens to it, like when Sauron got a hold of the elves and made orcs out of them. This is an orc blend. And I'm going to light it again. Yeah, my big mouth flapping, let it go out. Let me see if I can nail down the individual taste components that I'm getting. Mind you, my tongue is a little jaded. I mean, I smoke way too much. I'll admit that. And I smoke cigars. Way too much. So my tongue is like a piece of leather. But what I'm getting right now in the retrohale, which I don't tend to do a lot, but if I do it now, I was afraid of a Latakia retrohale, but you know what? It's very pleasant. It's very pleasant. I'm getting, it's sweet, but it's not like sugar sweet. Well, it's hard to describe. There's almost a chocolatiness to it, but not like candy bar chocolate. Imagine cooking cocoa that's been, I don't know, maybe heated up, burned a little bit, toasted a little bit. Something like that. Definitely some sort of really exotic spice flavor in the background. Now I'm guessing that's the Izmir leaf, or I don't know if it's Izmir, but whatever Turkish leaf this blend was, this leaf was before they smoked it up. But I'm catching the leaf because it tastes, as I say, organic, kind of not like a vegetable, but like a plant, you know? You ever go out in the woods, go camping, you're trying to clear a way, you've got a big bush knife with you like a machete, and you hack a few things down, or God knows what species you're hacking up, but the scent of all the saps come up and hit you at once. That planty smell, but it's not a vegetable kind of smell. Not necessarily a fruit smell. It's saps and resins and barks and things like that. That's kind of what you get in the background. Mind you, this is just Latakia, nothing else. And I believe it's got to be Cyprian Latakia, because I don't think you can get Syrian Latakia anymore. And this is new enough, only a couple of years old, probably not to be Syrian. I gotta tell you, this is really enjoyable. I didn't think I was gonna like it this much. I'm actually loving it. Boy, on every relight, for some reason on a relight, not so much when you're getting down and, you know, letting it burn, but when you first light it, the first thing that hits you is that frankincense kind of, that really, really exotic, evocative kind of overtone. It remains as you smoke, but you really get it when you first light it. I wonder why that is. I'm sure a lot of you really well-studied smokers out there will have the answers to all these questions. But I'm just sharing my experience with you, you know. I'm no expert at anything, especially not pipes. But I do smoke a lot of them. I'm not getting the nicotine bomb I thought I might get. I'm not getting that little alarm that goes off somewhere out in your periphery that says, nicotine sick coming, you're gonna get nicotine sick. Nothing. That little dude is asleep. I mean, there's something there, but you don't sense it right away. It's really nice. I mean, really nice. But a lot of people don't like LATAKIA because it coats the mouth. And this, of course, is coating my mouth. But, as stated earlier, my tongue is like a piece of leather, you know, so I don't feel it as much, probably. It's not as unpleasant to me as it would be to someone who doesn't smoke a lot of this stuff, probably. It's making me wonder why it's so important to buy other blends with other stuff in them. Because this all by itself right now could probably make my top 10 just by itself. And yes, I also love smoking the Turkish Izmir leaf all by itself. I do. I've got a half pound of that in there too that I've been working on from time to time. So Izmir Turkish is the before, and LATAKIA from Cyprus is the after. After what, 6-8 weeks in a smoky barn in some unregulated farm in the Middle East. Who could ask for better than that? This is something that the really important bad guy in a movie would smoke. Yeah, I'm getting about halfway down into the bowl now. The character is remaining much the same. And I'm smoking it really fast. Nobody should smoke this fast. But I don't have much time. I actually have to go do something after I make this video. It's my best friend's 55th birthday surprise party. Don't tell him. I have to bring some guitars and amps down there. I'm going to surprise him with a jam room party. Surprisingly pleasant smoke this is, really. I'm glad I did it. I'm going to keep that bag out here with me for a while, I think. I always keep a couple of bags of the most current blends or leaves that I'm smoking next to my computer desk to relax with, and this is definitely going to stay out for a while. Like anything else, I'll tire of it and want something different. I love my Burleys, I love my Virginias, you know. Not a big aromatic fan, but I got a few back there. There's a couple that I do like. I think Pipes and Cigars offers one called Scotty's Butternut Burley, which is so pleasant. That's an aromatic something or other that I like it so much that I smoke it in a clay pipe every time, just because I just want exactly it and nothing else. But it's sort of a dessert smoke. You know, to my thinking, this is almost kind of a dessert smoke. There's a real sweetness in it. Not a sugary sweetness, but an implied sweetness. Do you know what I mean? An implied sweetness, kind of like a cucumber is not sweet, but a carrot is, you know? That's That's what that was. An implied sweetness, kind of like if you ate a piece of Swiss cheese, you'd say there's nothing sweet about it. But if you put a little cream cheese on a bagel, there's an implied sweetness in it, isn't there? It's like that. Latakia leaf has a sweet overtone, not a sweet attack. If I first took a light of, like I said, Scotty's butternut burley, that was a good example. If I put that in my clay pipe and I first light it, the first thing that hits you is, wow, this is so sweet. And if you're looking for sweet, that's where it's at, something like that. This though, if you're looking for sweet and you smoke this, you'll get slowly satisfied. It's a diversionary sweet, not a main feature sweet. It's a smoky smoke that has it's got an incense, plant resin, little bit of tang in it, little bit of acidity, or as I say, that electrolytic quality that really good blends have. So I'm guessing that some of my favorites that have that kind of electrolytic quality probably get a good amount of it from the Latakia that's in them, because this Latakia by itself definitely has it, but not to the extent of a blend like GLP's Quiet Night or 10 Russians, something like that. Those have something else in them that gives it a little bit of tang. But this is allowing me to see what components of that tanginess comes from Latakia, and you can tell the difference. It's just a nice incensey smoke that is coating my mouth like somebody painted it. I don't find that unpleasant. Some people hate it. Once you smoke enough English blends or Latakia, your sinuses, your nasal passages, your throat, you forget it. It's painted for life. Once it invades your head, it's there. I would imagine that I would probably have to quit pipe smoking for 3 or 4 years before that sensation would go away. Pipe smokers, it's like you alter your genetic traits. Your genes or chromosomes are altered. You become an orc from an elf if you smoke too much Latakia. Because the things that used to please you now have to have a dark contingent to make you happy. You know, this looks dark and smells dark, but its flavor is not as dark as its appearance. The room note, I'm going to say, sucks. If I had a girlfriend, she'd be kicking me in the privates right now. My cats can't say anything, but they can claw me in the privates, and that's why I feed them first so they'll be sleepy. You know, animals don't like smoke at all, not in any form. My cats really find my smoking highly unpleasant, and I know it's unfair to them. Even when it's cold in here, I try to open up a window to let the smoke out, but only some goes out, and they pay for that with being cold. Cats don't mind it so much, but these are indoor cats and not used to being outside, so cold kind of bothers them. They kind of clump together in a corner somewhere. So, you know, it's unfair of me to do this to them, but I let them stink up the litter box, so it's, you know, trade-off. And they say, we can't help it. I say, well, go outside. They can't reach the elevator buttons. No excuse, there's three of them. One on top of the other. Could do it. Laziness. Just laziness. Anyway, I am really getting most of the way through this LATAKIA bowl. And the character has remained very steady all the way through. I'm not detecting a change or a gradation as it gets through the bowl. I'm really liking it. I think I'm going to do it again, probably very often. Wow. Not going to be for everybody. But if you're looking for that strong sensation, if you're looking for that sort of, you know, smoking like you mean it sensation, LATAKIA will probably give you that. So the Dark Lord lives in Cyprus. Okay guys, I've rambled on long enough. Thank you for sharing this bowl with me. And I'm going to try to include more tobacco content on my channel. That's how it started out originally. But there are other things that I want to talk about too. And it seems like the big four for me have been, of course, you know, tobacco and pipes and related stuff, cigars, but also cryptids, mostly Bigfoot, which I'm very interested in. Spiritual philosophy, which I'm an idiot at, but very curious about. Music, of course. You know, and how many was that? Smoking, spiritual, cryptids. Oh my God, I've lost something. Oh yeah, music. It's fun being stupid. Anyway guys, thank you for stopping by, and don't be like me and smoke too much. And if you do, try not to do it in the house too much. And if you have pets, try to keep it away from them. I guess that's all I got. You have a great day. I'm gonna go to a birthday party.